Hi, this is Jake from Archery Country. Today I'm here with Joel from Orion Hunting Products. We're going to be putting up one of the Orion 6x6 blinds today with a 10-foot stairs, or tower with the stairs. We'll be loading everything up on the side-by-side and to get it to our destination. That's one of the nice things about these blinds is for mobility. We just got to the parking area here. We'll start grunting it out and loading up some boxes, and you can follow along. We'll show you the whole setup process. One of the nicest things about the Orion products is the mobility of it. As you can see right now, this is the platform, and we got two 5-foot stair boxes. So each one will build an additional 5 feet. So we're gonna end up with a 10-foot tower here when we're done with stairs on it. We're gonna haul our first load in with the stand and get that set up. And then our second load, we'll throw the blind on there and get that set up. As you'll see, everything fits in a side-by-side. No use of a tractor or heavy equipment to get it done, and one of the best quality blinds when you're done with the whole setup process. So follow along, we'll keep going at it. All right, we're to the site where we're gonna put up the platform. First, we're gonna unload the platform boxes, get that set up, put everything up, build it. We'll show you guys how that looks like. And then we'll go back, grab the actual hard-sided modular panels, and then put that up afterwards.
Quick thing before we take this off and get unloaded, I wanted to hit on the fact that at Orion, we strive to have number one, the safest product in the industry, and number two, the simplest product in the industry. All that you need to get the towers assembled are the tools that we have here, which is a impact with a 9/16 socket, 9/16 wrench, a hammer, a level is very helpful, and a ladder. That is all that you need to put these together. The blind itself is modular and clips together and requires no tools at all.
All right, we'll get these boxes unloaded and start building this tower. All right, we got the boxes unloaded for the 10-foot platform and the stair sections. I'm gonna let Joel here explain his process for going from here.
So this will help you get this up what we found to be the fastest and most efficient way. By laying out all of the like parts, it helps you visualize where things are. The owner's manual comes in the platform box. If for some reason you lose it or don't happen to have it in the box, it's available on the website, so you can follow that, and it does an excellent job of explaining it. One of the best ways that we found is to take and build all of the horizontal and diagonal cross braces before you do anything. That uses up a lot of the parts to eliminate some confusion and gets rid of some of the hardware, so you don't have as much to try and organize and dig through. So we'll go ahead and we'll make all those braces, both the diagonals and the horizontals. All right, so these are some of the horizontal braces, and all of these pieces are universal between the 5 and the 10-foot section. It just depends on the hole spacing you use. So these would be the 5-footers. They go 2 pieces utilizing the third hole, and it generally works about the fastest to have one person start it, hand it off to their assistant, and they can tighten it. And then you'll end up doing basically the same thing for the diagonal braces. All right, so we've got all of the braces and the parts for the tower itself assembled. When you're done with that, you'll end up with, we had a mid-year introduction where the braces for the landing now are one piece, but you may get some inventory that is left over that you have to build them. Those are, you use the second hole to put those together. Then you have 4 of the diagonals. This would be for the 5-foot. They're in the third hole. And then you have 4 of the diagonals for the 10-foot. They're in the 5th hole. Same thing with the horizontal bracing. These are the 4 that you'll need for the 5-foot and the 4 that you'll need for the 10-foot. They're in the 5th hole, and all of those dimensions are in the owner's manual. So if you follow along, that eliminates a lot of the parts and gets you to the next step where you can assemble it.
The customer that we're putting this blind on his property has a big food plot over to my left here So this is where he wants the blind. He wants the ladder to be coming down into the woods, so when he exits at night, he can exit his trail without blowing the whole field off. So Joel, what's the best way to accomplish this when it's set up?
So the next two pieces that we'll have to work on are the actual platform that the blind goes on, which is right here, and the landing, which is out in front of the blind. Those will get bolted together, and we've discovered the best way to do this is to build the blind upside down. So you lay both of those so they're upside down and put the legs and the braces on going up. It's just easier to do that way. The only thing you have to pay attention to is figure out where you want the blind to end up. In this case, it's a 10-footer, so you want to be about 15 feet away so that when you roll that tower upright, it ends up where you want to go. A 5-footer would be a little bit closer, 7 or 8 feet. A 15-footer would be farther away. But if you just plan ahead for that, you'll end up with it standing right where you want it to be. All right, so I will try and explain this in a way that makes sense. We're going to start at one corner. The first thing you want to do is get one of the legs, stand it up against the extension there, put a bolt through. You can put a nut on that one right away because there won't be anything connected to this when we're done. On the other side, put another bolt through it and put one end of the diagonal on, and we can put a nut on that one. There's no need to tighten any of this till you get to the next step. So you go through and you'll do all 4 of those corners just like that. And then after that, I'll show you how to do the next legs and start the horizontal pieces. So as a reminder, you want to do all 4 of these corners the same way. And that's very important because you need to end up with the braces all going the same direction. We'll show you that later once it's assembled. But to get all of the strength that we need, that's the way it has to go together. I'm used to doing this by myself, but it does go a little faster if somebody is holding on to some of the pieces and handing you hardware. All right, so if we were just building a 5-footer, you would put feet on here and put the horizontal braces on and connect the diagonals, and you would be done. This one is going to be a 10-footer, obviously, so we need to get some legs, which I'll have Jake hold while I'm trying to get everything put together, and we'll go around, do 4 corners just like we did before. Yeah. All right. So that first diagonal goes across to here. So you go through both legs, and let's see, that's correct. You can also start getting one of those horizontals. All you have to do is start that for now, and it'll tie together once we get around to the 4th corner. Also need to remember to put this brace on. This is what holds the landing up. All right, so we've got the first 5-foot section all put together with all the bracing connecting it. As a reminder, all of the diagonal bracing has to go the same direction. So starting from the platform, going to the opposite corner in the same all the way around. There'll be a sheet in the owner's manual that gives you a good picture of how that has to go. That's very important because that's where the structural integrity comes from. So make sure you follow those rules. Our next step will be to get the ladder out and start putting the same bracing on for the 10-foot section along with the feet. Those feet are adjustable, so you have about a foot of adjustment for uneven terrain. In this case, we already know that it's going to be a little bit higher in the back, so I'll put those on a little bit shorter, but you can fine-tune that once you get it standing. So you can just leave that first section hang there till you get over to where you can start to tie them together.
All right, one of the things we're doing with these diagonals is making sure they're running the same as the previous 5-foot section. So that's going to give you your strength in the tower. If for some reason they're done in a different orientation, that can give way to twisting of the blind. All right, we got that assembled. Now what's next, Joel?
So you would go through and tighten all of that stuff up so that you, so everything is sturdy. We'll lay it down on one side and put the handrails on the landing before we stand it all the way up, and then we should be set to start putting the blind in. So once we got this standing, we discovered that it wasn't quite level, so we got Jake using a level up there, and I'm adjusting the feet so that we can get it as close to perfectly level as possible. We got everything leveled off. The next step is to use the ground anchors that go in the four corners of the blind, and then the screw-in earth auger that we use the ratchet to hold that down. That's what gives us our stability in the wind. You have to do that before you start climbing the tower or putting any weight on it. And while Jake is doing that, I'll start laying out the stairs and the handrails, and we'll put that up next.
All right, the tower is up, it's leveled. Our next step's gonna be putting the stairs together. What do you find the easiest way to do that is, Joel?
Usually kind of similar to the other stuff, lay the parts out so that they make sense. I normally lay the stairs on their side and do the handrails and the brackets on one side, and then flip it back over and do the other. We're relatively unique to the industry. We're one of the few people that has a true stairs that follows guidelines for rise over run, and we feel it's the safest method for getting into an elevated blind because you have 3 points of contact at all times. You've got stairs going up and handrails the whole way, including once you get up on the landing. So it works out very well for everybody, but especially young folks and people that maybe aren't as mobile as we are.
All right, the stairs are together now. So our next step is we're gonna go put them inside where his exit wants to be into the woods, and get it clipped in there. I know Joel maybe has something to say about the way the clip system works.
Yep, so this will be a little bit hard to show just because of the placement where we're putting it in the woods, but on the end of here, there are two hooks that fit onto the clamp that's on the end of our landing. And it's important to get those up and hooked on and bolted before you actually climb the stairs. It's not secure till you actually get that all tied in together. All right, so we got the stairs up and it's secured at the top. It's a little bit out of level, you can see here, because one side is higher than the other. So that's why we include the adjustable feet. So I'll shorten up this one because I'd rather have it a little bit shallower of an angle. Then we'll put the stakes in to secure here, and we're all set to start assembling the blind up on top.
All right, the 10-foot platform is done and constructed and secured down. Now we're gonna go back to where we park the trucks to go get the modular blind. All right, we're back at the trailer now, and you can see the blind is on that pallet there. One of the other nice things about the modular blinds, you can just throw them in an enclosed trailer. You don't have to worry about tying them down, blowing them off, especially if you're going long distances with them.
Our modular blind only weighs 237 pounds. The pallet weighs almost half of that. So it's super lightweight. It's easy enough for two guys to wrestle around. You can lay it down on the back of a pickup truck or on a trailer, or in this case, throw it into side by side, as opposed to most of the other blinds out there that are 2 or 3 times the weight of our blinds.
All right, we're on the site where we built the platform, and we have the blind here unassembled. As you'll see, as it lays here, it's actually in the format of how you'll actually put it up on the blind. So it goes floor, walls, all the way to the roof. So if you follow along here, we'll show you how this thing all snaps together.
We got the floor laid out on the platform. The floor itself is held down by 4 bolts that there's holes in the floor that the bolts go down through some threaded holes on the platform, so you don't have to have anyone underneath trying to line up your holes or get a bolt on them. So once you get these started, get them turned a little more than finger tight. You don't need to ratchet them down. and then we'll bring the wall panels up one by one, and they attach to each of these brackets, and we'll show you that as we go.
All right, Joel's got the floor in place. I got my beautiful assistant Alex here to help put the other panels up to Joel, and we'll snap these guys in place now.
Now, the easiest way to do this is have one, well, you can flip that over the top. There you go. And you just start at one corner, get the hook on, but don't compress it. You work your way around. And then peel the protective coating off all the windows, and you're set to go.
All right, the blind's up and ready to hunt. Really in this video, we wanted to highlight the mobility of these blinds and how easy they are to get into place. You don't need heavy equipment. We did it with a side-by-side impact drill, a ladder, and a wrench. They're a great product, all aluminum construction. I really, if you're in the market for a hard-sided blind, I really encourage you to check them out. We have them in all our stores. You can come see them at the stores. We also have the ability to drop ship them with the way that they ship on pallets. So you can get a hold of us, you can order online or call us for that option. I'd like to thank Joel here for coming out today and helping us get this one set up. You know, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for future videos.